Kind of did like Disney on a budget.
Look at a castle. Look.
I almost just deleted all my social media accounts and quit everything and wasn't gonna give any explanation. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back or welcome. I feel like I have so much to like chat about, talk about. It's been this past month. Okay, I know it's May now technically, but like April, I feel like it was the longest and quickest month at the same time. Like it feels like 2020. If April was a year, it would be 2020. It was a fever dream. Shall we unpack? Also, I'm not sure when this video is going up, but I'm pretty sure it's going up around Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. For me, it's a kind of a special holiday because it's something that I get to celebrate with my son, and it is my third Mother's Day. Something that we did growing up as kids was we'd always do hand-drawn cards for my mom and either do like a little breakfast in bed in the morning, or my dad would have us like get her little tiny gifts that we either would hand make with arts and crafts or something like that. But usually it was a card that we'd write something out, and we have so many home videos of my mom opening our presents and us just cuddling with her. And I don't know, it's just such a special holiday because my mom did the most. Like she is just such a role model to me in my life, and I just want to emulate the feeling she gave for me to my son. Sense of comfort, that sense of she knows everything, and just amazement and confidence. Even though now as an adult I talk to her and I realize that she didn't really have any confidence in a lot of things. It just seemed like she did, and she never knew what she was doing, but it was always incredible. So just special holiday. So big thank you to all the moms out there that do the most. It's just a great reminder we're all here because of a mom, and whether that be biological or not, whatever the mother figure is to you, that is what is important. And before we get into this insane storytime vlog, whatever, it's going to be a bunch of stuff because I need to update you on things, but I also went on a trip that I need to kind of like add in the clips for here as well. And then yeah, it's just gonna be kind of a mix, but I'm in my spot, my comfy spot, and I want to say a big thank you to Missouri for sponsoring this portion of the vlog. I always wear Missouri jewelry, but I got these in the mail and I wanted to unbox them. For this specific Mother's Day collab, it's for the one who ... So the one who knows best, the one who always shows up, the one who is always there, the one who has all the answers, the one who's tough. You know, what is a mother to you? And for myself, it's the one who was always there no matter what and brought me so much comfort. So that's kind of like how I want to be to my son as well. Their jewelry is just so beautiful, and I'm really excited about these pieces. I got to pick out the ones I really loved, and what I actually did is I sent the link to my best friend who is a new mom, and I said, please pick out your favorites and I'm gonna gift them to you, because although I would absolutely love to have more Missouri pieces because I'm literally obsessed, so is my friend, and I just thought it would be such a nice Mother's Day gift. Plus her wedding's coming up, and so I thought, you know, pick out some jewelry for your wedding. I did get one thing for myself, and that are these earrings, because guys, look at these pearl earrings. They are stunningly beautiful. They have a little clamp in the back, and they're not too, I'm gonna put one in so you can see, but they're not too big, which I really like. They're still subtle, but I've been really liking pearls lately. I find they just look so elegant with like a really simple summer dress, and you have some pearl earrings. I think that looks so pretty. They're not heavy at all. You barely feel them on. I feel like I could lay down and not even feel them. The next piece that I got are for my bestie. She really wanted some simple gold hoops. So these ones right here are beautiful because they're not extremely thin, but they're also not really thick. Does that make sense? You can layer these. These are good layering pieces if you have more than one hole. I just think they're like a perfect everyday hoop. They're so light, like I don't even feel like I have anything in my hand, and super simple to open and close like that. Okay, I lied. I did get something else for me. I forgot because I couldn't help myself. I got an A, a letter A, because I do have this chain. It's the boyfriend chain from Missouri. and I wanted something for my son, but also A is for my name, so it represents me, his mom. But A, this is a diamonds, so beautiful and sparkly, and I just feel like on a simple gold chain to have the letter A dangling would look so pretty, or even on a bracelet, but I think for myself I would prefer the necklace. And then this is the one thing that my friend really wanted for her wedding, and I'm so glad they said yes to gift it to her because it is absolutely stunning. It is this 4 diamond, actually is there 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple diamond chain necklace, and she wants to wear this on her wedding day, but also have like an everyday necklace, kind of as a mom, because she needs something simple that doesn't have too many things hanging off of it or that are too big for her son who still breastfeeds will pull on. So she thought this would be perfect. It's elegant, it's classic, it is absolutely stunning, and it is so delicate. Like, I know I keep saying that, but it's just beautiful. And I like how the clasp at the top have 3 different rings, so you can adjust the size of it depending on how short you want it or long. And I'm very excited to give this to her because this is like the main thing that she really wanted, and I was hoping that I could get that for her. So those are all the pieces that I got, but I literally wear Missouri all the time. Like, it's the only jewelry I wear every single day. It's just so elegant and beautiful and sustainable, and I love their campaign for the one who ... because what does your mom mean to you, you know? And jewelry is so personal. It is such a beautiful and wonderful gift, but it is very personal. And I was gifted like a family heirloom from my grandfather. So it was given to my dad, who then was given to me. And I kind of want to continue that tradition with my son and give him some jewelry, whether if he wants to wear it for himself or gift it to a partner of his in the future. I just think having pieces that are timeless, that are beautiful and elegant, you know, it's such a wonderful gift to give. So I will have links down below in the description if you want to check out the exact pieces that I have. And again, thank you to Missouri for sponsoring this portion of the video. I'm very grateful to be a mom. And let's just get into the story time now, shall we? Because I feel like that's why most of you clicked on this video. I had a full-on, do I want to say mental breakdown? Just like I guess I questioned everything in my life. I guess I could call it a breakdown. Internally, it wasn't like a big like emotional thing where I was like screaming and crying. It was just one of those things where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know how to feel. I almost just deleted all my social media accounts and quit everything and wasn't going to give any explanation. I don't know what was going on. Actually, I do know what's going on now, but in the moment, I was so lost. Cheers, this is going to be rambly. Okay, so the month of April, I completely overbooked myself. Completely overbooked myself. I went through a period in the fall where I felt like, what do I want to do with my life? What do I see as my future? Where do I see myself in like 5 years? Kind of questioning everything. Work was a little slow. I was kind of like, I don't love the way social media is going. It's not the same as when I started. I don't have that like same love and passion for it that I did when I started doing YouTube literally 10 years ago. But then as the holidays came around and I took a break from social media, I took 2 weeks off to just like be with my family and be off my phone, I realized that I was putting this pressure on myself because it is now my full-time job. And not only that, but I am the sole provider financially for my family. And with that comes a lot of pressure. So I've been doing it now for full-time for like 6 years. I never was stressed about it up until I had a child, because in the past I was like, well, whatever, it's just like me and my husband, we can figure things out. But when I had a kid, there was like that added layer of, well, now I'm providing for this human being and I want to make sure he has like the best future ever. So it just added to that pressure, which is fine. There are lots of people that are either single parents or they are the only working parent, financially speaking, because my husband does a lot of work. He just doesn't like bring in money, but it doesn't mean that the work he's doing is not work, because he works very hard at what he does. So I just had this like moment in the winter during my break, like, you know what? I have these goals and ambitions. I'm gonna go for it because I do love social media. I want to continue doing it, but I want to branch out and kind of see what other businesses I can create, because I do have an entrepreneurial mindset. So things that I've been working on that are starting to like come to fruition, and it takes a lot of time, effort, money, and energy. So I've been doing that. Then April came around, and like I said, I overbooked myself. So we had a trip to Portugal, which was a business trip, but it was with our friends. And it's like, when you're traveling with friends, even though it is like specifically for work, it's still really fun. So I didn't feel like it was hard work, because we're literally with our best friends, and we've traveled with them so many times, and it was so much fun, and I loved the country. I loved Portugal. What was hard was when we came home, my son had a bit of like he felt a little, not abandoned, but he just like didn't like that we were gone for so long, which is normal. I remember feeling like that when I was a kid and my parents went to Italy, but I felt this immense amount of guilt. And I was like, hey, I know that's normal. We don't leave him that often. He's not in daycare, so he's gonna feel this way. It's only normal. Or then it was an ice storm, actually. We came home to an ice storm. I couldn't get any work done, and we had no power, no electricity, no cell phone service. It was a disaster for like a good week. Once that was all sorted out, I had a few days to prepare for my best friend's bachelorette, which was, again, away, not too far, like 2-hour drive up north, but it was for 4 days. And again, it was like right after I got home from Portugal, so I was leaving my son again, which I felt okay because he was with my husband, but again, I felt this like immense amount of guilt, and then there was, on top of it, a lot of work to be done for this bachelorette, and if you have been in a wedding party before, you get it, okay? I don't have to explain anything. It's a lot of work. I was quite stressed that weekend, I'm not gonna lie. And then I got home, and from there, had a little bit of time before we had to leave to Florida, because we booked a trip to Disney World. And the reason why we booked it then is because children are free under the age of 3. And Arkham, my son, just turned 3 on May 1st. So we're like kind of last minute, like maybe 2 months ago, decided to book this trip with our friends who are our neighbors, and their son is the exact same age as our son, and they're best friends. So we're like, let's just do it because they'll be free and we won't be able to do this again. Like, when it rains and pours, guys. We were leaving on a Monday morning, okay? Our flight's at 7 a.m. We had to be at the airport at 4 a.m. because customs, blah, 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 whatever, okay? So we're gonna sleep at my parents' house the night before. So Dan had a race Saturday morning. He runs, he does triathlons, blah, 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 okay? He had a race Saturday morning. Friday night, midnight, gastro. Love. If you have emetophobia, totally get it. If you wanna skip this portion of the video, I'm gonna talk about it. As a fellow emetophobe, well, here's the thing. I don't even know if I have that phobia anymore because I've had so much exposure therapy. I feel like I'm in a much better place than I was literally 3 months ago. So I got the stomach flu in February, which honestly was a blessing in disguise because it somewhat cured my phobia of throwing up, because yeah, it sucked, but it wasn't as bad as I had built it up to be in my head. When my son got it, I don't know where he got it, but he probably music class or something, but he caught it. Normal. Children, toddlers, they're gonna get sick. It was his first time ever being sick, so he was very confused. He was very like upset, and there was a lot of emotions, and it was bad, guys. It wasn't just like I've had friends they're like, oh, my kid had gastro, he threw up like once or twice. Like, it was not like that. It was a bad all night stomach bug, and Dan was like, okay, well, I'm not going to my race. I was like, I cleaned so much sick. And what was very surprising to me is that I wasn't panicking about catching his stomach bug because I was scared to throw up, because I had just been sick 2 months ago, and I knew it wasn't like the end of the world. So I just was so emotional for him because he was so scared with what was going on, because you don't have that control of your body, right? Trying to get a toddler to drink water or have a freezer or anything when they're sick, not like, as an adult, I realized I need liquids. So when I was sick, I was consuming liquids. Poor guy it was just awful. It was awful, awful, awful. And we got through it, but I was paranoid to get sick and miss our trip because we didn't buy refundable tickets because we were like, well, what could happen? But that weekend, the stress, oh my gosh, you guys, like, I feel like I aged 10 years in that weekend. I was trying to hold it all together for my son and for my husband, because one of our biggest issues as a couple was he was so nervous that if ever we had a child and our child got gastro, that I would just like run away because of how terrified I was of vomit. Because if you have emetophobia, you understand how crippling it is. It's not just like, oh, people don't like throwing up. It is a whole different ball game. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel like running away. I was actually very proud of myself for like being there for my son and cleaning up all of the vomit and basically sterilizing the house. I kind of hazmat suited it up, just like gloves, mask, like everything, just to, I was kind of like, well, if I caught it already, I caught it. But I mean, I might as well try to not catch it. My husband like does not care, so he did not do that. But for me, I was like, I want to try to not get it, but also I don't want to be sick before our trip. For some reason, Dan and I never ended up catching it. And I know it wasn't food poisoning or anything like that because we ate the same thing and like 100% it was the stomach bug, but maybe it was the same strain I already had. Like, I don't know. My mom said when my sister and I had gastro when we were younger, there was one time her and my father didn't catch it. So, you know, we took a lot of precautions, worked out in the end, but the stress that I had was like nothing I've ever had before, because being sick for myself is one thing, but seeing my child in that much distress and not being able to like take it away and just having to ride the wave was really hard for me as a mom to try to keep it all together for his sake. And then I didn't have any time to like decompress because right away we went to Florida. But what happened was my son developed like a fear of like not sleeping, but like going to sleep on his own because he was scared he was going to get sick. So it was like a few rough nights of us having to like help him fall asleep, stay with him. He would come out of his room in the middle of the night, and we have not dealt with any kind of like sleep issues since he was a newborn. So we've been used to him sleeping his nights since 3 months old, and loving his sleep. Like, he freaking loves to sleep, this kid. So this was a whole new thing for us, a whole new ball game. Behavior-wise, like, we were just like, what the heck is going on? And I'm sure if you're a parent, you totally understand where I'm coming from, because you would do anything for your child. So anyways, it was a hiccup, but we got over it, and we actually ended up having, like so much fun in Florida. When we got back home was Friday afternoon, and then Saturday morning was Arkham's kid birthday, and Sunday morning was Arkham's family birthday, and then Monday was his actual birthday. So it was just like bang, bang, bang. So today is Tuesday that I'm filming this, and I feel like I have not had like a second to process everything that have like happened in the past few weeks. And it's nothing horrible other than, I guess, the stomach bug, but everything else is all good things, all great things. It's just, it takes a lot of energy, to the point where I was like, I cannot even post on social media, like, because I don't even have enough energy to be there for my child. Like, I'm all of my thoughts, everything was focused on my son. But now we're back home, things are good, and I feel like the month of May is a very chill month for us, and I'm extremely happy about that. I'll insert some vlog clips that I took there. Do a little tour. Bathroom. Wow.
Wow, look at this. Wow.
Kitchen. Come down here. Bedroom. Big bathroom. And then the boys' rooms. Oh my goodness. Mickey Mouse. That's so cute. Wow, look at this. So fun. Oh yeah.
The bugs come from here.
Oh yeah.
From here.
Still so nice. Oh my goodness. Arkham, do you love Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Florida. It is a little loud. I'm sorry. We're doing my dream childhood trip of going to Disney World. I had begged my parents every year to go to Disney World. We couldn't afford it. I know they would have loved to take me. Dad and I went back and forth for a long time whether or not we thought it would be worth going with Arky at such a young age. What are we even doing out there? I asked on Instagram, and a lot of people said that bringing them early, they still believe in the magic. It's just memories for you as parents. They might not remember as much. Oh my gosh. I have nowhere else to film because it's just so loud and the kids are screaming inside. Anyways, and then you can go again when they're older. They can enjoy it for the rides and stuff. But I was talking to Dan's cousin, and he said he went like very often when his kids were very young, and he said he would never tell people not to go because your kids are young, because A, they believe in all the magic, B, you get all the memories, but also if you can afford it, go, because you never know in the future. You never know if you will be able to in the future or whatever. So if you're in a situation right now that you can afford to go, don't let the age stop you. So children are free under the age of 3. Arkham's about to turn 3. We're here with his best friend and our friends, which is his best friend's parents. We're all together. It's so fun. And today we're actually heading to the beach. We're gonna do a nice beach day, and then tomorrow we're doing Magic Kingdom, and I'm so excited. This is like my dream. I'm living out my childhood dream. Like my inner child is gonna be so happy and at peace, and just seeing my son there, oh, I can't wait. I feel like I've read so many blogs and watched so many TikToks and YouTube videos just with moms bringing toddlers and like tips and tricks, and so many people say different things. So I think honestly we're just gonna do what's best for us, and I'll share what works for us. And if you are looking into going to Disney with your children at a young age, maybe this will be helpful for you. Let's go to the beach. We just survived a massive downpour. Got drinks, and it's clearing up soon, so we're gonna go back on the beach.
Go touch the ocean, baby. Wow, how does it feel?
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. You'll never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. There's no place on earth I would rather be.
You excited?
We made it.
Yay! Arkham! Where are we going?
Doobie.
Sure.
What? Juby?
Okay. We made it to Disney World. This is my shirt. And Lindley and I got cute little ears from one of you guys. Look at us. Look how cute. We're so cats. And what am I doing? Beauty and the Beast? I couldn't see. And I'm wearing my platform Converse, super comfy. I got this shirt made actually. I just went to one of those stores where you can get your t-shirts made, and they just like press on a PNG file. And I found this. It's cute.
Today, it feels like it's been forever, laughing all day. We spin around, your hand reaches mine. Feels like I can't do anything, just give me a mountain to climb. You sing la 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 la.
Look at the castle. Look.
Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. Never feel alone as long as you're with me. Get rid of all your sorrows in the summer city. There's no place on earth I would rather be.
Okay guys, I didn't vlog much yesterday because it was a hectic day.
It's not the easiest to like remember to do things when we have 2 little kids that are like needing bathroom, snacks, this, that, sunscreen, like we're trying to get things done.
Yeah, exactly. It's just traveling with a toddler is like a whole different experience. Plus I'm not trying to just make it all about him on the video. I want it to be all about him like in real life. And there's a lot about Disney that I was not aware of. So I think when I get home, I'll probably just like explain a little bit of like our situation and like things that I learned in traveling with a kid and what I think was worth it, what I don't think is worth it. We had a blast. It just, video purposes, wasn't the best. But today we're at downtown Disney, which is now called Disney Springs. Got some food. We are going for a walk. Wow.
Okay, we gotta wait 20 more minutes.
So it's actually free to park at Disney Springs. I don't know if it's always like that, but we did not have to pay today. They do a little security check. And then it's basically just a little outlet section full of restaurants, shops. It's fun for kids to run around. It's all Disney inspired and it's right near the park.
Go look, Arkham. Whoa.
You like it? Look, there's a lizard on that rock right there.
Is there?
Look, he's running.
Oh yeah, look Arkham, there's a little lizard.
He's moving.
Doesn't it
Arkham.
look so cool right now?
I like your hat like that. You're being silly?
You don't want to walk?
Oh, look at that big dude.
Cool dude. Oh,
Maria and Angelo.
Do you want to sit?
you're so cute. I can't take it. Now we're going to town center. All the shopping.
What about Stitch?
And I see Sully and Olaf. That way.
Let's get into Disney. I loved this trip. It was exhausting because of everything prior and just being away with a toddler and 2 toddlers that feed off of each other. The Airbnb was awesome. Like, I could not say enough good things about this Airbnb. It was 5 minutes away from Disney. So it's not technically in like the Disney area, but it was a like 10-minute drive, I'd say, at max with traffic. So very convenient. And the condo complex had this huge pool with a water park and a splash pad that is included in the cost of the condo. Excuse me. But the condo itself was not that expensive. Maybe it's because we went in April, I'm not sure, but it was extremely affordable. So we did not buy Genie Plus or Lightning Lane because we're like, well, we're with little kids, we're not gonna go on that many rides, blah, 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 blah. It ended up being very hot that day. And when we first got there, like the first 2 rides we went on, it said a 20-minute wait, we waited 5 minutes. So we're like, okay, they're not accurate. We went to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It said it was a 40-minute wait, but it was actually only 20 minutes and we were in AC and the line was always moving. So we never felt like annoyed by that, which by the way, that ride was so fun. I just did not realize there was gonna be like kind of a drop, but my son loved it. He absolutely loved the ride and loved the drop, so worked out. Bring a stroller. You can't bring the stroller through like the lines of the ride. There's like stroller parking everywhere, but I felt really safe with leaving all my stuff there. We had reusable water bottles. We had like fans that would mist and fans just would help us with the heat. We had like rain jackets in case it started raining. We had a ton of snacks that we brought in, and you can bring a clear bag with anything you want as long as it's clear, for food purposes. And we also did get like some popcorn and stuff like that. And then we made the mistake of letting Arky fall asleep in his stroller because he only slept 15 minutes. And then we decided to leave the park to go back to the Airbnb to get a good nap in before we went back because we wanted to stay late for the fireworks. Bad idea on us because he would not go back to sleep at the Airbnb. So his friend slept like 2 hours and Arky slept 15 minutes. And so by the time we got back to Disney, he was just not in the mood to be there. It was Bus City. And the other thing that I didn't realize was that like the characters don't walk around as often as you think. Like in my mind, the characters like Mickey Mouse and all them would just like walk around everywhere. I saw Jack Sparrow like walking off in the distance and Winnie the Pooh walking off in the distance, but that was it. Everyone else, you have to like make an appointment, or they have like meet and greet times and you have to wait in line to like see the characters and you can take pictures with them, which I didn't realize because I just didn't do the research. I just figured they'd walk around everywhere just based off of what I've seen on social media. So that again was like my bad for not realizing that. So things I would do differently is I would invest in Genie Plus to get the lightning lane for specific rides that I wanted to do, because when we tried to do the Peter Pan ride, which was extremely recommended, we waited in line 20 minutes and moved like this much, and it was dark and you cannot see what's going on, and we had whining children and it was just miserable. So we actually decided just to like leave. But I feel like specific rides that we knew were going to be more popular, what I would have done was I would have gotten lightning lane for those rides and organized which ones I wanted to do when, because it's kind of a la carte with lightning lane. There's no like fast passes that you buy and you just get like into a fast lane. You do Genie Plus and then you purchase a lightning lane for specific rides per ride. So it is more expensive, but if you are with young children and you want to absolutely go on specific rides, I think it's worth it in my opinion, versus waiting sometimes more than an hour. That's just my personal preference. So that's what I would have done differently. And then I would have organized when to meet the characters, because I think Arky would have absolutely loved that, because during the parade he saw Mirabelle from Encanto and he freaked out because he loves that movie. He freaked out when he saw Mickey Mouse from afar and Elsa and Stitch, like all these characters that he loves the movies. Like he was like so excited to see, and when he saw the castle, like just to see his face light up and see everything was so worth it to me. I just would have loved to meet the characters, so I think that's something I would have looked into. And I think because we only purchased one day, we felt like we had to do everything in that one day, so we felt kind of stressed to get everything done. And then it ended up kind of storming for the fireworks, so we left early. We didn't stay for the fireworks because we're like, first of all, our children are cranky. Second of all, it might get canceled anyways. So what's the point of staying? It was like 7:45. Like, let's just go. And I think if we had booked 2 days, we would have had a lot more leniency with what we were doing, and we probably would have been like, oh, let's just do the fireworks tomorrow or something like that, you know? But again, purchasing 2 days is double the price. So it is something that you have to like weigh. And so I do think if ever I go back when my kids are older, I would be saving up for a very long time to make the trip worth it for me, just to not have to wait as long, to be able to meet the characters, to have less stress during the day. I would probably stay at one of the Disney resorts and just take the tram in. There's like different things. I think those are like the main things I would have done differently. But other than that, I think it was still worth it in my opinion. We kind of did like Disney on a budget, if you may. I don't know, like it's still so expensive to buy a ticket, but under the age of 3, so my son was free, I just purchased for Dan and myself. And then our plane tickets were not that expensive because it was off season, and also because we had credits, so that really helped, and points, which really helped as well. Obviously that's just the airline that we're with and all that stuff. And then the Airbnb was extremely affordable, and especially if you're going with friends and stuff that you can split the cost with, it just makes things all around just a lot more affordable. And yeah, so I do not regret the trip. I'm glad we did it. Arkham will not remember it, but I will, and just seeing his face just will make it all worth it. But now that I'm feeling better, I am back on social media, on Instagram. I went off for a while, and I told myself this year is the year that I'm gonna stop giving explanations on Instagram as to like why I'm not there sometimes, because sometimes I just can't show up for social media. I don't have, like I said, the energy for it, even though it is my job. But I am also a mom, and I'm also working on projects outside of Instagram and stuff. So if I spread myself too thin, I have to take a step back on something, and that is the one thing that I'm able to take a step back on, thankfully, at times. But no, I'm not in a place that I'm gonna quit everything. I still do love it. I just think I overbooked myself, and like I said, it's a learning lesson, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for the busy month that I had. I just think I could have done it in different months. I'm just in a better place now. I feel like a lot of people would like watch this video and be like, oh, boo-hoo, you like are stressed because you got to go to Disney World in Portugal and all that. And it's like, that's not what I'm stressed about. It's like the fact that everything happened at once, and I just had not had a second to breathe. It was just like boom, 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 boom. And now I'm home. So I feel like I'm back in the right headspace. Anyways, I hope this video makes sense. I'm sorry it's so rambly. I'm gonna have a vlog coming out very soon of some other things that are really exciting, and then we're back on track with the podcast. I had to miss a few episodes of that because when my sister and I were supposed to record, like I said, Arkham got sick. She also has emetophobia, so she was like, yeah, stay away, which I do not blame her. Thank you again for all of your support that you show me and my family. Like it means so much to us. You have no idea. And I know this might come across as like a very complainy video, but honestly, my YouTube channel is therapy for me as well. I feel like you guys are my friends and my family, and I want to update you with what's going on in my life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, everything like that. And I'm feeling better, and I love you, and I hope you're in a good place, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.